Conclusions. I'm going to start over because now we're recording. Um, If you've seen this, if you've done a training with me already, this may all be familiar, but it's always good to hear everything over again. I do also want to let you know that the sandals training is now available on the portal. It was down for a while, but it's back up, and we have the 2026 version available. So I'm going to go over the basics for any new people that we have, and then I'll give you some new updates. Some of these updates are so new that they're not in our new presentation, so I'm just going to give you a bunch of new stuff while I'm at it. So that's me. Although you can't see me, that's just as pretty as I look right now. I'm just kidding. It's a snow day. I look terrible, but I'm picturing myself right there. That is my QR code. If you scan that, you can get access to my newsletter, to my social media, and any other helpful links. If you're new to the brand, we have 19 resorts across 8 islands. Sandals and Beaches is one of those brands that consumers recognize. 84% brand recognition. So that means that they've either heard of us, they've seen us in commercials, they know someone who's been. So it's a really easy sell as far as people knowing who we are. We have over 40% guest return ratio, which is huge. That just shows our commitment to giving the highest standard of service. That's what keeps people coming back. And we are made of Caribbean. I don't know if you've seen our new advertisements. They're not so new now. They're a year old now, but maybe you haven't seen them yet. We're made of Caribbean. We're really proud of that. We are a Caribbean owned company, and everything we do with the Caribbean in mind. And that includes leaving an impact on the Caribbean, a positive impact on the Caribbean. So, made of Caribbean, it's not just a matter of what we're offering on resort, it's encouraging your clients to go experience the different islands that they're visiting, to try the local food. We're bringing those local flavors into resort as well. And of course, we are giving back to the Caribbean, which is the Sandals Foundation. If you're not familiar, please visit the sandalsfoundation.org, and that's where you'll find more information on the Foundation. We do pack for a purpose. So if you ever go on a fam with me, that's something I will tell you about before the fam. And then you can always bring some school supplies down to the children in need. It's a really wonderful program. The Sandals Foundation donated, hundreds of thousands of dollars during Hurricane Melissa. So we're all aware that Hurricane Melissa really devastated a really large portion of Jamaica. The good news is that they're rebuilding, and the help with the foundation really goes a long way to those efforts. So we are located we'll start up here. We're in the Bahamas. For Sandals, we're in Nassau, Royal Bahamian. We are adding a beaches to Exuma. We don't have the opening date yet, but as soon as I get information, I will share that with you. We are in Antigua. We have a Sandals Grand Antigua. We have 3 Sandals in St. Lucia. And if you stay at one, you can play at 3. So we have Sandals Grand St. Lucian, Sandals Halcyon, and Sandals Regency Latac. Then you have Sandals St. Vincent. That's the newest resort, and it is such a beauty. And then you have Sandals Grenada. Over here, you have Sandals Barbados, and we have Sandals Royal Curacao. For beaches resorts right now, we have a beaches in Turks and Caicos, and we also have one in Jamaica. That's Beaches Negril. Let's talk Jamaica, though. I know everyone's really concerned about Jamaica and how they're doing with opening. I myself went the first week of December. We visited Sandals Negril, Beaches Negril, Sandals Ochi, Sandals Duns River, Sandals Royal Plantation, and they're looking better than ever, those resorts, because those areas were not as impacted by the hurricane. So while the resort was closed, it really gave the resort some time just to do any soft touches. So those areas look better than ever, like better. I just went to Beaches Negril and I came and visited it, and I thought they redid the pool, but it was just a really thorough cleaning. And that's how good of a job they did. They restained some of the deck areas, they added some new furniture. So those areas are actually looking better than when Melissa came through. Montego Bay, which we have Sandals Montego Bay, Sandals Royal Caribbean, and then Sandals South Coast on the south coast of the island. Those areas were hit. Now we anticipate to open by May 30th, and a lot of progress has been made. I don't have any exact updates, but I haven't heard any swaying from those opening dates, so that's a good sign. But I wouldn't avoid Jamaica. Honestly, now's the time to sell Jamaica because the resort is not as full. It was a really nice experience when we went down in December. So if you have any specific questions on Jamaica, please let me know. I do want to say that because of Hurricane Melissa, we did put a pause on Points to Paradise for travel through June. And that was so we could reaccommodate all the guests impacted from the hurricane because there was a lot of moving parts. So your Points to Paradise, you can start booking for travel after June, and your points will be extended through December of 2026. They were going to expire in July, and we pushed it to December. So I'm really happy. I actually just got that news today, and that's the news I wanted to hear because I don't like to see you guys lose your points. You work really hard for them, and I'll talk about the points in just a little bit. Okay, so what's included at Sandals? It's really easier to tell you what's not included, but I'll start from the top. Your transfers are included. So your round trip transfers to and from the airport, and then of course transfers to our golf course if there's one nearby, and any participating resort in the exchange privileges. So like Montego Bay to Royal Caribbean or between the three St. Lucia resorts, and so on. We have a king size bed in all our sandal suites. So I know we do say adults only. We're kind of steering away from couples only. You can absolutely go as a couple of girlfriends or guy friends, but just know you are sharing that big cozy king bed. All your food and drinks are included. We do not limit to how many a la carte meals you can have. And if you've ever gone on a fam with me, you know I push this to the limit. There is always room for second and possibly third dinner, especially if you start with sushi, because that's really a snack. So they don't limit you. We don't do wristbands. We're not keeping track of your how many entrees you're ordering. So go ahead, try every restaurant. There's up to 16 restaurants per resort. We have lobster tail on the menu, filet mignon, you name it, we have it. And if there is lobster tail on the menu, you do not have to pay a surcharge. So if you want three lobster tails, go ahead and order them. Highly recommend it. Premium liquors are included. So again, we don't do wristbands, so you don't have to have a certain level of service to get that top shelf liquor. It's included for everyone. We have a stocked mini fridge in every room. So in every room, you're going to get beer, wine, and soda. I'll talk about the other levels of service in just a second. I don't want to confuse you just yet. Play all day and all night. So, all your entertainment, your theme nights, your sports. So, if you play pickleball, that's included. Basketball, bocce ball, shuffleboard, you name it. Green fees are included if you are a golfer. If you are PADI certified, your scuba diving is included. That is a huge value. If you are a scuba diver or if you know a scuba diver, this is a niche market that you really need to tap into. Scuba diving is a very expensive sport, hobby, so to have that included is huge. And if your guests, your clients are not certified, they can get certified on resort for a fee, and that's commissionable to you if you pre-book that class for them. All your water sports, so it's your kayaking, paddleboarding, hobie cats, snorkeling, water skiing, you name it. Our snorkeling isn't just here's some snorkel gear, go to the shore. We're going to take you on a boat to a reef to go snorkel. So it's an actual nice snorkeling experience. It's close to what you'd experience on an excursion. So you really do have it all when you stay at Sandals and Beaches. I will talk about the three levels of service. Now, luxury level includes everything, everything I just mentioned. So, luxury is for everyone. And it doesn't, again, we don't require wristbands. The next level of service is club. Now, club level guests will check into the resort in the Club Sandals Lounge. This is also where they'll start having liquor in the room. So, in addition to the beer, wine, and soda, they'll have a liquor selection. They will also have room service 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. off a select menu. They will also have different events, so whether it be a cocktail tasting or a wine tasting or a manager's event, they do have special events for our club level guests. The concierge can also book their dinner reservations, their spa reservations, which is a really nice added touch. For our luxury guests, they could book their dinner reservations at the culinary concierge desk. And then we have butler level, which is the top level of service. And depending on the resort, some of the butler guests will have a private transfer depending on the island and if we have those available. There is an icon on the booking page so you can tell if they're getting that private transfer. Butler guests will also have, of course, a butler. Now, they will have, normally they have two or three butlers per stay because the butlers are changing shifts, and they will have a cell phone that goes directly to their butler. So if they are on the beach and they forgot their, you know what, I'm an asthmatic, I'm going to say inhaler. They forgot their inhaler in the room. They can call the butler. They would be happy to get that for them. The butler will set up their beach chairs or their pool chairs daily with a cooler stocked with their favorite drinks. For me, I love Diet Coke, and my butler made sure I had a nice full cooler of Diet Coke, which was lovely. Also, getting me a spot in the shade. So, some people they want the sunniest, brightest spot on the beach right in the front. Nope, I need to be in the shade, and they made sure I got that spot every day. They also will make your dinner reservations, your spa reservations, anything you need. If it's legal and ethical, the butler can do it. They can pack for you, they can unpack for you. They could also do as little for you as you would like. So maybe you really love a butler category, but maybe the idea of having a butler overwhelms you. They'll gauge how much you want to be interacted with, and they'll assist accordingly. So don't feel like it's what's that show? The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, where Jeffrey was like always around. It's not Jeffrey. Jeffrey is not always going to be there, but of course, if you need him, he's just one call away. So those are the three levels of service at Sandals and Beaches. It's kind of similar. The main difference at Beaches, luxury is the same, butler is the same, but the concierge level does not include room service. So that is one main difference. I'm going to add another confusing fact for you. The Treasure Beach Villas in Turks and Caicos, those concierge rooms do include room service. If you are ever in doubt, please send me a message. I'm happy to clarify any questions you might have as far as that goes. All right, the beach. Of course, we have some of the best beaches. Did you know that Butch Stewart actually used to fly around in his helicopter and spot pieces of land from above based on their beach, and he would choose locations based on that? I would love to do that. I need to be hired for that. All right, our food. We have some excellent dining options. I know when you think all inclusive, you're not thinking like your filet mignon, your lobster tail, you're thinking buffets. No, we have some amazing chefs. We have some amazing menus. I encourage you to go on our Sandals website and just browse the menus and just see the different menu items that we have. It really is an elevated experience. And the ambiance of the restaurants are really nice. They're really beautifully decorated. It really does feel like a really nice date night. It doesn't feel like a stale cafeteria. It's a really nice experience. Some previews of the food. That's the restaurant that you see on the right here is Zuka in Curacao. It's really pretty. I talked about the water sports, so we know they're all included. Some of the best dive sites. And per Patty, we are one of the top 5 dive operations. So, really safe, secure scuba diving. Scuba diving is one of those things you do not mess around with safety. You need to do that with somebody qualified, somebody passionate about what they do. So definitely recommend if you're going to learn to scuba dive, maybe take that and go to Sandals to do so. Pickleball. Does anyone play pickleball? Because if you do, you need to create a pickleball group. We just partnered with USA Pickleball, and we're opening up more and more courts because it is everyone's crazy for pickleball right now. And there's a lot of groups going down to the Caribbean specifically for pickleball. So don't miss out on that opportunity. I was at my doctor's office and the woman saw like my Sandals card. She's like, "Oh, you work for Sandals? I'm going to Sandals and for a pickleball group." And she booked with some random agency that like I've never heard of. And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, that should be a local Long Island agency. They have this local pickleball group." And I know you're all not all on Long Island, but you should really, if you play pickleball, you have to jump into this. It's something it's worth mentioning to your pickleball coach or the people who own the courts. Maybe you don't play, but you know someone who owns a pickleball court. Think about that as your next group vacation. And then, of course, I did mention golf. We have golf in Jamaica, in Ocho Rios, and in St. Lucia. And once Beaches Exuma opens, we'll have golf there as well. The spa. There's nothing like the Red Lane Spa. I'm telling you, these Caribbean women, they have magic in their fingertips. You will walk out of there like you are on a cloud. So, spa is not included, but what is included is your hot plunge pool, your cold plunge pool. Some of them have a nice quiet pool within the spa, your steam room, your saunas. So, you can use all of those facilities without a spa treatment. I recently did a um, conference for another agency, and it was at a competing resort. And they had like a water room that I just wanted to go and like sit in their pool, the quiet pool that they had in there. And you had to pay $80 for 50 minutes to sit in their pool. I'm like, okay, never mind. Yeah. So those things being included, they really do add up. So sometimes your client thinks they're saving all this money up front, but what really is happening is they're going to pay for those things at the end of the day. You're just not making any commission on them. So your clients really can leave their wallet in the safe when they go to a Sandals or Beaches. Destination weddings. We have some really great trainings available on the portal. I recommend you do them ahead of time, not when a wedding lead comes to you. You want to know these things ahead of time. So if you want to jump into this sector of this business, which is highly lucrative, I do recommend you start your training now, not when the bride is in front of you and you're like, "Oh my gosh, what do I do? I have a bride." So definitely take that step and go into that. A lot of money to be made in destination weddings. Suites and villas. I'm not just saying this because I work for Sandals. I used to be an agent. Sandals and Beaches has some of the most like they're always topping the suites. Like I always wonder, like, okay, well, what can we do next? Because you've already added pools to the rondavals and pools to the overwater bungalows. Now we have a two-story overwater bungalow in St. Vincent. Now we have a two-story rondaval in Dunn's River. I mean, they just keep getting better and better. So if you have any like suite snobs or hotel snobs or honeymooners, you have to think Sandals. And if you have family trips where the families want villas, you have to think beaches. We have villas that could sleep up to 18 people. Some more beautiful suites. I know Deb saw this one in person, our Jolly Beachfront suite. Our Curacao poolside bungalow here, that's in Curacao on the bottom left. And the top right, that's the island one bedroom butler villa in Royal Bahamian. And top left, I think that is at South Coast. Yeah, the Blue Maho Overwater Bungalow, that is at South Coast. And during the hurricane, she's still standing. So the bungalows were so well constructed that even during the hurricane, they are a-okay. You know, some soft touches that we have to do within them, but that's pretty impressive that those stayed for the ride because if you saw the path that that hurricane did, that's pretty impressive. Okay, our bars and our entertainment. I mean, there's always something to do. So we have, even during the daytime, there are like paint classes at some resorts. They do. I did tie-dye. I'm a sucker for tie-dye. Um, and mixology classes. So a lot of different fun things. And the bartenders are great. I'm I'm the worst client at a or a guest at a bar. What do you want? I don't know. Not too sweet. Can it be pink? Like I make the most ridiculous requests and they do it. And I learned that I really like vodka sour thanks to the really patient bartender. Shout out Vivian, Jess, you know who I'm talking about. Shout out to Vivian and St. Vincent because he turned me on to vodka sours. They're not too sweet. Endless entertainment. So you have we have Junkanoo bands in the Bahamas. We have fire breathers. We have steel drum bands. I mean, there's always some sort of entertainment going on at night. So you'll always find something to do. And at resorts like St. Vincent, Dunn's River, we do have the Rum Club, which is really lively. The other resorts we do have Cricketer's Pub, which is like another different spot for nightlife, and there's more coming. So we'll be opening up different options for nightlife as well. Beaches. So beaches is for everyone. So this is our family friendly option. So ages 0 to 100 plus, everyone's going to have a good time. Do not stray away because you see Sesame Street. You can see as much or as little of the Sesame Street characters that you want. They go to designated areas. So I find like some people will say, "Oh, I can't go there. I have a teenager and there's Elmo." Well, first of all, the teenagers are going to be the ones that are getting down with Elmo during their parade. I kid you not. It's not the little ones. It's always the teenagers up there. But if they don't want to see them, there's completely other things to do. So no need to see them if you don't want to. But if you do want to, there's some really great add-ons too. Like the character breakfast is a really great client gift because it is really inexpensive, but it doesn't seem that way when you're having the experience. It starts at $14 per person. I think it goes up to 18. It's a buffet breakfast, but it has like one-on-one time with the characters. And for a family of four, I mean, that's under $60 as a client gift. But if your clients are used to character experiences at other venues or vacation options, they're going to think you spent so much money on them because it really does feel like a really nice, intimate experience. Okay, so everything, like I said, your food and your drink is included just like it is at Sandals. Same with your activities, with your water sports. It does have the water park. They are certified for children with autism. They work with the IBCCES, and all the staff is certified. We do have nanny programs. We have an excellent kids camp where they are certified. So you're not leaving your children with the guy from water sports. These are certified people who know how to work with children on all different levels of needs. Something that I really like, I used to be a preschool teacher, and when I went to tour the kids camp, they had me take my shoes off. And I loved that because that's a regulation we have here in the States, and I love to see that take place in the Caribbean as well. It just shows that they're really staying up to date with all those rules and regulations that you need with kids. They do diaper changes, so if you do have a little one and they're not going to call you to come change a diaper, which is really a really nice thing because maybe you and your hubby just want to have dinner, just the two of you, or maybe have a lunch. You don't have to stop for a diaper change. The three levels of service. So I mentioned before, everything is the same in luxury as it is at Sandals. Same with Butler. But at beaches, we have concierge. So concierge will do their dining reservations, their spa reservations. They will have the liquor in the room if they fill out their little slip, but it does not include room service. And that is a big area that I want to make sure that you know about. But if they do book Butler or if they are in the Treasure Beach Villa and concierge, they will get room service. Lots of fun, always entertaining. I love watching the silent disco. I think that is a spectator sport, but I love one of my favorite things when I visit a beaches is watching the families have those moments. Like I'm a total people watcher. And you see grandma, you see grandpa, you know they paid $1 million for everyone to be there. And they're just smiling ear to ear, getting that quality time with their grandchildren, and everyone's living their best life. It really is such a beautiful thing. So think about beaches. You know, Sandals is great, but don't forget that we do have this family brand. And somebody said something once, they said families come back. So remember that you could get these bookings for a lifetime. Some more pool shots. Nothing is cuter than a kid at a swim up bar feeling like they are the man or she's the woman, just ordering nonstop strawberry daiquiris, stumbling out of there on a sugar high. It's wonderful. Highly, highly encourage that. Or swirls and twirls where we have our frozen yogurt. That's another stop. Your kids will be nice and sugared up, but don't worry, they can run it off at the beach or at the water park. These are some shots of our villas. The villas are gorgeous. The villas are absolutely beautiful. Think of this for your larger families, for your multi-generational families. And BDM. So we have some of the highest level of support. We have BDMs all throughout the US. So I'm your dedicated BDM to your agency. But let's say you're in a made up state like Missouri and you need a local BDM. There could be someone that is local to you because I'm not familiar with that area. I'm still more than happy to help you. I will still jump on a Zoom, I'll jump on a phone call. But if you're looking for local one on one marketing, please reach out to your local BDM. Now, when you visit the portal, you'll see our Elite Advisor program. So that's the training. We just renamed it. It's the same thing. We just renamed it because this acronym is so much better than CSS. It spells out C, if you didn't know. Sandals Elite Advisor. We do pay some of the most competitive commissions, and you can get commission on all of these wonderful add-ons like island route tours, your scuba diving, the weddings, candlelit dinner, the beaches, Sesame Street options, all of those things I explained to you, you can make commission on. And as long as your client books it before they travel, you will still get commission on it as long as they link the booking. We're always running our bonus commission, so it's a bonus 1% on luxury, 2% on concierge, and 3% on butler. And on 6 night stays, we offer a $30 bonus check on luxury, 60 on club and concierge, and 85 on butler. But keep an eye out on my newsletter because every now and again we increase these or we have a certain booking window promotion. I know we did a couple for Jamaica and people were making some pretty sweet bonus commissions and checks. So definitely keep an eye out for that. Points to Paradise. So you earn 1 point per dollar your client spends. So if they book a $10,000 room, that's 10,000 points. And we have a little grid on the portal. So it's 10,000 points for the two lower tier resorts. Then it goes to 12,500 and then it goes to 15,000 points per night. So if you sell maybe six of those $10,000 rooms, that's 60,000 points. You have 5 nights at the top tier sandals. If my math is right. No, maybe that's four. I think it's four. I was trying to make the math easy for me and I still messed it up. Um, okay, so earn what you sell. So whatever travels in 2025 will expire July of 2026, for example. This year is a little different because we are doing that extension, but keep that in mind for next year. You don't want to let your points expire. We have promotions every week. 777 comes in every Wednesday. What's great about this promotion is that you can reprice people that are already booked as long as it's before final payment and the room is still available to quote. So you can either save people money and be the hero, or maybe you can get them to upgrade. Maybe they booked club level, but they really wanted butler, and now their room is on sale, and it's not much of a difference for them to go up to that next category. I also want you to keep in mind that promotion because when you're quoting, you want to pay attention if you're quoting a 777 room, because if you're quoting them on Tuesday, you just have to know that by tomorrow that price can change because the 777 can end. So pay attention to what you're quoting and what promotions are being applied because if they expire, there's no way to go back on that. And these are in my newsletter as well, and they're available on the consumer site. Car wrap. Okay, so you can wrap your car. We will wrap your car completely free. Just has to be 5 years or newer, and then you get this really shiny, fun billboard. I have the one on the top right, that like really cool metallic blue. I get so many compliments on this thing. So my old car wrap, I gotta admit, the old car wrap was really dorky. I was so embarrassed driving that one around. This one, I'm not embarrassed anymore. I'm so grateful that they changed the design. It gets a lot of attention. Somebody local in my area has her car wrapped, and she just closed an overwater bungalow in St. Lucia that she got the lead from her car wrap. So it's not just a gimmick. I'm telling you it works. I am constantly asked about vacations when I'm driving this car, and it's actually a really fun color. But they do have other options. So if you do like the beach options, like this one is like ocean waves, there are different colors that are available. It is customizable. It'll have your information on this QR code and under agency name and phone number. So the portal, there's a lot to learn on there. We have sales tools on there, which has flyers. You can order collateral. We have e-brochures. We have Sandbox, which is select images. These images are stock images. If you want images that are a little bit more authentic, I'll send you the photo circle link to Joe Vanderhoff. Those are some great photos, which I actually think are better if you use his than the Sandbox, but that's up to you. I just think those authentic images go a little bit further in the algorithm. Stock images can push you down. If you're someone who's into social media, that'll make sense to you. If not, give it time. Social media is worth you learning. It will get you business. We now have an overview of your performance. So if CRC is on your sites, that's something that you want, you can actually track your CRC journey. Our quoting system just got easier. Well, it's last year, but if you haven't quoted us in a while, now you can add multiple quotes to one cart. And what I really love is if you're quoting families, like if grandma and grandpa are paying, you can do different family configurations within the same quote. And this just dropped today. So if you book military or police, and we have that you might be familiar with that new Share ID. And I know it's been a pain in the neck. Trust me. I get the emails about it daily. Well, guess what? Now you can apply your client's military discount from the portal. What? I know it's a big deal. I don't know how to do it yet because it just came out today, but I know it's available and I'm really excited because you guys have been asking and finally we're delivering on that because, people come to travel agents to have the full service and we don't want them doing anything on their own. So I'm really glad that we have made that change. This is just an example of what the quote looks like. It includes pictures. It's very inclusive of all the information. And again, really easy to use. But if you're confused, you can always call our reservations team. It doesn't cut from your commission to call 1-800-SANDALS. Just make sure that you're providing your IATA number and your agency name, of course. But when in doubt, just give us a call or call me and I'm happy to walk you through as much as I can. Again, that's me. So I talked about what's new with Jamaica. I talked about the foundation. We talked about Points to Paradise being extended. St. Vincent, we just added some pools to those rooms, those one-bedroom butler villas that are along the river. So those I think are opening any day now. But as far as updates, not too much going on resort other than Beaches Treasure Beach, which is opening March. I don't have any dates. So sorry, I keep losing my voice. Any dates for the new resort openings, and I'm sorry, I wish I did. But if you have any questions, just let me know. And I'm gonna open it up for questions in chat. Oh my gosh, there's 14 messages. Holy cow. Yeah, no, I don't play about my dinner. This is making me laugh now. I'm sorry, was the screen tiny? Okay. You ever see those Facebook lives or TikTok lives and they're reading the comments? That's how I feel right now. Yes, Deborah, thank you. The pools and hot tubs are open all night. Um, Vivian, Jess, you'll be happy to know that my nail came back. Um, yeah, the bartenders will put drinks on their head and dance around. I absolutely love that. Okay, great. All right, I'm all caught up. Do you guys have any questions? Oh, you had a question you can't remember. Of course. Is it how to apply that military discount? Are you so excited that you can do it yourself now?
I'm so excited. Is it okay if I talk?
Heck
Is
yeah.
it
Of
okay?
course.
Okay. I'm so excited. That thing can be a massive pain in the butt. So I'm
I know.
very, very happy.
I was like, why are we doing this to them? Can't this be changed? And they said, you know what, Kim, just for you. No, I'm not really why it happened, but we're gonna go with that.
I'm grateful.
Yeah.
Very good. Thank you, Kim. Anybody that has a question, please feel free to unmute or pop it in the chat box. If you have a question for Kim, I just want to say that you helped me out with my cousin that was booking or had already booked, and a special came up for 777. And we were able to get him a better room at a cheaper rate. So definitely don't sleep on those 777 emails that come out.
And again, if you have questions, just let me know. Oh, how far? Oh, that's a good question. I have to look at that. I'm gonna get together with Deb and see how far you guys are from an agency fam. But guys, if you just like three bookings each, you guys could get there. And I'm telling you, your clients will be I always say you're the expert. So if they're asking for something else or they're painting a picture of this beautiful vacation, and it's champagne wishes, but they're giving you a beer budget, position Sandals and tell them why it's the better choice. Because when I went to the competitor, and I used to be a TA, guys, I used to go to the competitor all the time. And when I went, it was completely fine for me. I was okay with it. Not till I experienced sandals and it became my norm. And I was at this other resort. And listen, it was fine for the price, but I just realized what a bougie princess I had become. And the things that I had just gotten used to, like not being able to use their plunge pools or their pools were freezing. So you couldn't even go in them at night, but they did close them at night. So there's a lot of benefits of booking sandals, and your commission will thank you.
Oh, absolutely. I actually had a question. Oh, are they ever going to get back to in-person trainings like they used to have?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Those
Yeah, I don't.
trainings were amazing.
Hi, Sam.
Hi. I was such a big fan of those in-person training because I used to tell people, and this is, even if you're not selling sandals, what I loved about those training, they just taught travel agents how to sell. Obviously we're supposed to be selling sandals, that's the whole point of it, but just from the marketing and that was such a I don't want to say it.
It would motivate you, it would like fire you up, and you would leave there like, heck yeah, I'm gonna sell five overwater bungalows.
Yeah,
I can do it.
but what I loved about it I felt like it was also training me how to run my business
Hmm.
and not just how to sell sandals, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. No,
Like,
because it teaches you how to position because we are a high value, high price, I like product. So
yeah.
it is going to teach you how to position such to your clients. And you do have to be a little salesy if they're not straight out asking for sandals and beaches. Maybe they're telling you with their words that it's what they want, and maybe they're giving you a different price point, but with the skills of being able to sell the value over price. You'd be surprised. You can close it.
That's what it was. That's
Hmm.
what I loved about it because I felt like, oh wow, like the stuff I'm learning here is just I could take it from my business overall because that was it. They taught you how to sell from the top down, which was
Hmm.
such a novel concept. And when you guys stopped doing it, I was like, oh man, that's like it felt like such a loss, if that
I
makes sense. I
know.
know that
I
sounds
agree.
drastic to anyone who hasn't gone to one of those trainings, but they were excellent. I went every year.
And you know what? Your local BDM can do this on a local level. So we can spend that quality time with you and really teach you how to position it and help you grow your sales. Because I find on a one-on-one level, I learn things about you guys in conversation. Maybe it's a hobby that you have, and that's a niche market where you could do a group, or maybe there's business networking that you didn't even think to link the two to grow your business with one another. But I'm always happy to help you grow your business any way I can.
Hi, Kim. This is Melody. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. So I just wanted to just let everyone know that everything that you said is absolutely true. I've been to a couple of the Sandals properties, definitely the new one, St. Vincent, for my birthday, and had a ball. I wanted to ask about the promotions that you just put up the other day. There was a beaches one for like $20,000 for 12 people.
Yes, that was from the 777, and I quoted it with, I think, four adults in like, or I forgot what I did. But that was a
So,
777 that I quoted.
okay. So I guess my questions would be if it was 7 adults, would that still be okay?
It'll be roughly the same because you're really paying for the suite or the villa.
Right.
And it's actually, I wish I saw this before, but they're actually doing a 7 night free promotion. So I think it was 20,000 for the 5 nights, but it would have been 24,000 if I did 7 nights.
Well, that's still not bad.
No, not bad. For $4,000 between 12 people to get an extra 2 nights, that's not bad at all.
Yeah, because actually when I did the math and just divided it by 12, it was like less than $1,700 per person.
I know, and it's
Um,
Butler and it's
but
beachfront.
yes, I was like, oh my God. So my question is, number one, I think the deadline for booking that was like the 27th. So if we bring that to our clients, is there a possibility, and that's for any of those things that you put out, is there a possibility that they won't get it at that price?
You would have to quote it because it could lose availability. Whatever's on the 777 should remain the same through that date. There shouldn't be any changes. But you would have to quote it. But I would, if you have someone interested, I would hold it because it'll end at midnight tomorrow.
Okay. And then I guess the other question was, so how often do you see deals like that? Because that kind of reminded me of the BFF in the past.
Mhm.
And it's something that I would have presented to my clients, but it's also very close. So, like, what would be the deadline for paying the whole thing in full? It just seems like very close.
Well, there's a window of dates. So I just picked random days, but there in my email, you'll see a whole window of dates that are available for that promotion. So there could be dates that are further out for you. When I'm quoting these, I'm just picking one sale, random dates. You guys are more than welcome to do what I'm doing and quote based on your client's needs. So if you see a sale like that and you want to do a sample quote, I do recommend it because that's eye-opening to see you can get, I think it was what, 12 people in for 5 nights for $20,000. That's a steal.
It really is. It really is.
Yeah, I know. And I've not, so you asked how often those sell. That was my first time seeing a 3 bedroom villa on there. That's why I jumped on it to quote it. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is amazing.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay,
thanks for
well,
paying
I'm gonna
attention to
look.
that because I put time into making those. And they just changed the template on me, guys. I have to redo them all this week.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I am gonna make them this week. But they're gonna look different and I'm not happy about it, but it's fine. I will still do them for you guys.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna just talk to my people who did BFF before and see
Mhm.
if, something like that. I don't know if they could do that one that you put on, but definitely something in the near future. And I've never been to beaches, so I would like to do something like that on one of the
Yeah.
months when I'm not traveling.
Thanks for pulling that up, Deb. And I'm gonna actually show you guys what is on my Facebook. This is.
Yeah, so I just wanted to show, especially for anybody who's new or hasn't seen the emails itself, this is the one that Melody was talking about. So it tells you the room category, it tells you the travel window that Kim picked. And like you can, like Melody said, total for a family of 12 was 20,000. And the booking window, again, you have 7 days for the 777 deals.
Hmm. And I'm gonna try to, for fun, I'm gonna put 12 people in, 12 adults in to see what the
Oh,
difference is for the same dates.
let me see if I can stop sharing. That's the one thing I don't know how to do.
That's okay, because I'm just pulling it up on the side. This is the that one's not on it. Maybe that room sold out already. What the?
Okay, I think I stopped sharing. I
Was
think it's
it
back to you.
3RT? Was that the one?
Um, Let me see.
I forgot which one was on this week. Oh, you know why? Because it put me in the future. It put me to 2027. Slow down.
It was 3RT, correct.
Okay. Give me 1 second. I'm going to quote it real quick just for fun because,
Okay, and then maybe while you're doing that, or after you do that, maybe you can explain the co-brand link, because I know
yeah.
a lot of agents actually put the co-brand link if they're showing something on social media, they use their co-brand link. And I know that it stays in like the person's cookies for like 14 days. And if they make a booking from that link, I think you still get the commission, correct?
Yes. So let me tell you the good, the bad, the ugly about that.
Okay.
So the good is that it stays in their cookies, I think for 60 days actually. So once they click the link, you are in their cookies, and at the top it'll say referred by Deborah LeBron Just Adventures, but it'll look like the consumer site, and that'll be very faint at the top. What's good is if you share that link with strangers, then and they book, then you're getting the commission, right? And you didn't touch the booking, that's fantastic. But let's say you share it on your personal social media and your Aunt Sally books on your link. And she thinks you have control over the reservation because she booked on your link, it said your name. So clearly you must have her information. Well, with co-brand bookings, you do not get the client's information. You get a general booking number, you get the commission, you get the points to paradise, but you do not get their information. Because anybody can click that link, it is treated like proprietary information. Now, if Aunt Sally calls you the day after she booked on your link and she says, "Oh my gosh, Deborah, I booked on your link," you can say, "Well, you can transfer that booking into me so I have control over the booking." This way you can service the booking, and if they book at Loyalty and Travel, you can continue to service the booking. And I know that's confusing, but what I want you to take away from that is co-brand link is good for strangers or tire kickers, right? So someone who's going to ask you for a quote, but maybe isn't going to book with you. Do not use your co-brand link for people you know and you want to maintain a relationship with because they may think they're helping you out by booking on that link and you don't get their information. And if they rebook on resort and you don't do that transfer step, you do not maintain that commission for loyalty bookings.
Got it. Thank you for explaining that.
You're welcome. And Melody, I think it's as if that matches my Canva, 12 adults and for 5 nights is the 20,650.
Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely going to look into it for a different date and do
Yes.
like a BFF, because I think it's a great girls trip for people who don't mind, huddling all in the same, 3 rooms.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Absolutely. And
yeah.
a rooftop terrace and the butler at
You
the
can't
villas,
beat
they'll do
it.
like a barbecue for you.
Yeah. And I have a wedding in 2027 at Ochi. So I'm still trying to drum up. It's a little difficult sometimes because the prices are high for people when they can go to other resorts, even though they're not getting the same level of service. But I'm really trying to promote more sandals.
Well, I appreciate the effort and anything I could do to help you, whether it be a VIP event. So, guys, if you're not familiar with VIP events, it's a virtual event for your clients, and I host it. Your responsibility is just to get people in attendance, and then if they book within 2 weeks, they get a $250 spa credit if it's 6 nights or longer, club level or higher.
Thanks, Kim.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for jumping on.
That is a great incentive. And I just want to let everybody on the call know that in 2 weeks, we're going to have Marlene from Groups. And she's going to do a presentation about groups. I met with her last week, and we had a great conversation. I explained to her about the BFF and how a lot of us are loving, or missing the BFF trip. And she said that she heard from a lot of agents that they want the BFF back. So she's going to come on, tell us about groups and how we could possibly mimic a BFF trip. For anybody that doesn't know, Kim, do you want to just throw it out there what the BFF was?
Yeah, although I think Melody could do a better job than me. So the BFF is what we used to call like a VIP vacation offer. So there's different activities included with their stay. So there'd be a catamaran cruise, different activities throughout their stay, different social events. And it was really marketed towards women to go away with your BFFs, and there was some special group rates. But I'll be honest, it wasn't cheaper than just booking the rooms. They added money to it to include all those things. So it wasn't technically free. So Marlene will even tell you sometimes, like the BFF, although we miss it, you can create your own and make your
Right.
own BFF getaway. But that's what the BFF was. Um, and you, Just Adventures, when I used to get the notifications of them, before I would put out my newsletter, I would tell you guys first because I knew how important it was to you guys and the space was so limited. So I would give you guys the heads up before I even sent it out to my whole database.
I love that. I love that. We got VIP access.
You really did. If it comes back, just know you'll get the same service.
Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, so I spoke to Marlene about that last week. And she agreed to come on, I think in 2 weeks and, put together or show us how we could put together, um, a, a mock BFF, if that's something that we were trying to do. So Mel, that would be a great call for you to be on, and to, touch base with Marlene, once she does that call.
Definitely.
And
Wonderful. Anybody else have any questions for Kim while we have her? I know it's getting a little late. We don't want to keep her too long. But does anybody else have any questions for her?
I have a quick question. So I know there's a lot of on-campus activities. Are there activities off campus that are part of the package or that are extra? Let's say
those would
like
be extra. So
extra.
we own Island Routes. So we have excursions available through Island Routes. There's an Island Routes tour desk at each resort. And Island Routes, you can actually sell Island Routes even if you're not staying at a Sandals or Beaches. They were my favorite tour operator as far as excursions because they were safe and reliable. Viator can be a little sketchy sometimes if you didn't already know. Um, because I could start a tour tomorrow of, best restaurants in Patchogue and I could just have Kim's tours. There's really not much stopping people from making random tours. But anyway, Island Routes, reputable, great insurance policies. Um, they are additional costs, but they are commissionable to you by 10%. And I highly recommend the catamaran. Each island has its own flair and activities that can attract people to them. So visit islandroutes.com and you can kind of go island by island and seeing what the different offers are.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
No problem. But some resorts like Curacao actually does have I think Curacao and Barbados has like a very inexpensive day trip to go shopping into the towns. That's something that the resort offers.
Can those be booked when you're booking somebody's trip or that's like after?
Something like that would be booked on resort,
Oh,
but
on.
the island route tours you would book in advance. So those you could book in advance and make the commission.
Oh, so we would have to go to islandroutes.com to do that or?
No, you could actually book it through the portal.
Oh, okay.
Although I will tell you that Island Routes does have an advisor incentive program, and for those, I think you have to book through islandroutes.com. There is an Island Routes BDM. Deborah, I'll give you her information because she could even do something similar to what I'm doing, but she'll tell you all the benefits of booking tours because you can earn free excursions for yourself and they offer some discounts.
Oh, wonderful.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Trinity. I think you met her. Did you meet
Yes.
Trinity?
Yes, I
Okay.
did. But I
Yes. So
would love to have her do a virtual training.
yeah, so if you need her contact, I'll send that to you. Oh, I think actually she asked me for your contact recently. You guys should be in touch then.
Okay.
Okay.
Very good.
Highly recommend Island Roots tour training.
Okay, last call. Any questions? If you do scan the QR code, you do have Kim's information. It's also on our school website under Sandals. All her information is there. If you need me to connect you, I can also do that as well. So last call for any questions? No, I don't see any new ones in the chat. Well, thank you, Kim, so much. You are always so great to us. And we
No
appreciate
problem.
you joining us on for us in New York this snowy Monday.
Oh my gosh,
Um,
yeah.
and hope everybody is staying warm and safe. And thank you again, Kim. We really appreciate it.
No problem. Bye, guys. Reach out if you need me.
Okay, good night, everyone. We'll see you next week.